Hey, what's up? We're the ThrillGuys. ThrillGuys. We are at Jackson Hole, at the top of the Bridger Gondola. We're gonna offer up some tips, starting with beginner level, all the way to intermediate to advanced.
Why'd you point at me when you said beginner?
Sure. I did. I was going like the timeline.
Beginner. I'm intermediate.
That's true. He's borderline. But anyway, there's not too many videos that I saw that have this type of information. So we hopefully you find it helpful.
Yeah, and just remember, I don't have an ACL in my right leg, so if I can do it, you can do it.
Jackson Hole Mountain Resort sits in Teton Village, Wyoming, in the Teton Mountains, part of the Rocky Mountains. That's a lot to say.
It's so pretty.
It is just 12 miles northeast of Jackson, the famous Jackson, as everybody knows. The resort sits on the Apres Vous mountain range and the Rendezvous mountain range.
Apres Vous, we just learned in French, means after you, which makes sense.
Oui, oui.
Because we always say après ski. Anyways, Apres Vous. Who knew? The mountain has about 50% terrain for experts, 40% for intermediates, me, and 10% for beginners, also me.
Another famous thing that this mountain has is over 4,000 feet of continuous vertical skiing, which definitely is a thigh burner, but packs a punch when you're on this mountain. A quick little bit of history for you as well. 1961, this whole plot of land was a Girl Scout camp. 1963, Paul McAllister purchased the land, and a couple years later, 1965, he opened up the resort with 3 lifts. We got Eagle Lift, Teewinot, and also Après Vous Lift, which mainly was on the Après Vous mountain side. It wasn't until a year later, 1966, that the aerial tram opened, the famous Big Red, which took us up over 10,000 feet, in a single ride. Around 1992, as this bus goes by, they have a really good bus system here, by the way. That's another nice tip. 1992, the resort was bought out by another venture party, and it is what you see today. This is where they built up all the lodges and built up the resort even more. So yeah,
come along with us from the greens to the blues, to the double blues, to the blacks. That's it. I'm not doing the rest of the death hills. Bye.
ThrillGuys tip number 1.
Don't ski with no ACL.
Beginners. Definitely hit up Teewinot. This is where you're gonna get all your greens all day long. Next up, intermediate. Yeah, that type of skiing. Okay, once you've graduated the beginner greens off of Teewinot, you can't see the lift right through the trees, but there's a tiny little green that'll take you to the next stop, which is Apres Vous. This will take you to the next area of your intermediate and get you prepped for the rest of the mountain. We're all the way at the right of the mountain skiers left. What do you think, Brett? This is a good second run?
This is a great second run.
Werner. Yeah, once you feel more confident off of Apres Lift, you stick left, or skiers right, to off of Moran. You'll start to get a little taste of Jackson's famous double blues. Gets a little steep, but stick to skiers left off of Moran, midway through, and it's a little bit gradual. So it's kind of pick and choose your own adventure. And there's Brett, and here's all of Jackson. Pretty. Off in the distance there you can see Ski King Resort, and then right at the base of that is where the true Jackson, Wyoming is. Okay, you graduated Apres Vous. It's time to go on Teton. There's only one black diamond, a couple of double blues. A great starter chair. All the way up there. Crags Run off of Teton. Brett calls this the most beautiful lift at the resort.
Crags.
Crag?
Crag.
Oh, Crags Run.
Okay.
Crags Run. I was like, why does every resort have a Crags Run?
Crag. No, I think this Teton, look at the view.
Aggro Crag. Yeah, the views are amazing up here.
Those alpines.
I would say that this is probably my second favorite run of the mountain. Look at the lake there. I looked it up last night. I still don't remember the name. Philippi?
Where?
It's like Philippi Lake or something like that.
Phillips Lake?
Phillips? Look where it goes down Crags Run. Crags Run. And then right off of Crags Run, if you stay right, you'll hit Moran, which should be your first double blue. It's really not that bad. It's just this little steep section. It probably can get a little hairy when it gets tracked out and moguls start to form, so hit it up in the morning when it's all groomed.
B-roll.
Thunder. Oh no, Teton. Crags Run.
Crag.
Okay, the journey continues as you graduate up Jackson Hole Mountain Resort. This is wide open. Another double blue, so we just went from Moran to wide open, double blue. And wide open is just at the top of the Teton quad. Look at the view. I'll be saying that a lot today. These steep runs look a lot more intimidating at the top, but once you get into them, you realize that it only takes like 1 or 2 turns to realize it's not that steep and why it's actually a blue and not anything more advanced. Here's the bottom half of wide open.
This is a black.
It's not a black, it's double blue. That doesn't help my tutorial right now.
What, do you not go down wide open?
No, this is where you graduate to. This is the lower part of wide open. It gets a little steep, so this is where it starts to show its true double blue nature. You can see how steep it is by lining up their ridge line. There you go. It's not too bad. It's not all like this, it's just this one small section at the bottom.
Wide open, baby.
Pretty narrow.
Yeah, pretty narrow.
Pretty narrow. Not very wide open, but I won't be able to walk for the next 2 days.
Next up, we're going on Casper Lift. So again, slowly making our way to the opposite side of the mountain. From skiers left all the way to skiers right. If I get any of this wrong, correct me in the comments below. Casper, the friendly ghost. All right, straight off of Casper, you're pretty much golden if you're an intermediate skier. It's dealer's choice. However, this one so far has been the best run, most favorite run of the day. It's called Campground. It's right next to the Campground Stash, which is their stump park. It's not open right now, but it's a really nice semi-narrow run straight through the trees. Really cool. Okay, we've done the right side of the mountain, our skiers left. We're now graduating up to the Bridger Gondola.
Graduating after I just had my first fall.
To be expected.
ThrillGuys.
You know, definitely now that you've done all the intermediate runs, you can pretty much do all of the blues and the double blues off of this guy. And then when you're feeling good, you can start, running off to the blacks. Most of them are on the left side of the mountain or skiers right, off of Sublette, of course, the Big Red and Thunder. Yeah. It's surprising because the vert is crazy here, but like the lifts aren't that long just because the mountain is so steep. It just goes straight up. Brett's favorite.
I'm actually doing pretty good today, thanks.
Yeah, he's doing really good. There's the famous Corbets. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Brett, tomorrow, that's what you're skiing.
Nope.
This is Lupine Way. It's a nice little traverse. It's actually a wider traverse right off the bridger. And then it kind of widens out to a normal blue run. Some more of the Lupine. This is Amphitheater. This will give you a pretty good idea of what double blue here is at Jackson Hole. This is on the more advanced level double blue, I would say. This is LARAMIE Bowl. This was freshly groomed either this morning or late at night, right off the Thunder Lift. So still pretty complicated, but you know, a couple days into this, you probably got it. Yeah, on LARAMIE Bowl. Double blue. Making those turns. You did it. How was that?
I mean, not fun. I don't enjoy this.
You did good. Oh, legs are toast.
Yeah.
Oh. Sublette just reopened. Brand new for the season. If you haven't yet, there's a really awesome documentary about the history of Sublette and also the building of Sublette with some really cool stories of the altitudes right in there. Give it a whirl. This is one of the intermediate trails off of Sublette called the Rendezvous Trail. Not too bad. Rendezvous Trail. Okay, you made it to some of the advanced runs. It's early season, so there's only 2 black runs open right now. This is one more right off the Teton Lift. Kemmerer, giant ass moguls. Again, we just had like 3 feet of snow over the last 3 days. Definitely a thigh buster. Here it is. Bivouac, Black Diamond, off of Sublette, and the Tram. Not too steep, but definitely mogul-y. If you're sick to skiers right at that bottom there, it's pretty dang steep and intimidating. Everyone's taking skiers left, including me.
Let's just say we're having a good time with guy design.
This reminds me of a guest house in Austin. Traditional waffle.
The gateway. It's a gateway drug. bacon, peanut butter.
Bacon and peanut butter. Mine is cinnamon butter. Well, that wraps up our video. So far, our favorite run is Rendezvous, right at the top of Sublette. You could also get to it from the top of the Tram. One of the largest ski runs in the entire nation if you go all the way to the base. Bye.
Bye.
There's Brett. They said they only got 8 inches of snow last night. This is definitely more than that. Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, 2024, December.